So welcome to the day 3 session on APM and Java training. We are going to talk today about the concept of strings, arrays and hashes. So we have seen two data types so far. We have seen number and we have seen boolean, and we have also seen the operators which work with those data types, right? So we have seen both the operators like basic number operators, then shortcut assignment, then comparison, and we saw the pre and post decrement increment operators, and we saw the and or not operators. We have also seen the concept of if and switch, which are conditional statements, and we discussed about the looping statements for and while. And we also discussed about a keyword called as break, which helps us exit the loop if we are not interested in continuing any iteration. So now we are going to talk about this string class. So string is effectively a collection of characters. Okay. So string is a collection of characters where there is an interesting association available with these characters, which are known as index. So basically, each character of a string is available at a position or is available at an index, which is important to understand. So string is a class in Java. It is one of the data types. It's a collection of characters a class in Java. It is one of the data types. It's a collection of characters, and each character is associated with an index value. So the index value starts from 0 and it goes to string length -1. Okay. So the index value which is associated with that of a string starts from 0 and it goes to string length -1. So for example, let us create a string. String str is equal to hello. We will say at the 0th position you will have h, at the 1 position you will have e, at the 2nd position you will have l, at the 3rd position you will have l again, at the 4th position you will have o. Okay. So what we have is a string. Let's say the string is hello. These are the characters which are available at different index position. So what is the length of the string? The length of the string is basically the number of characters in it, which is effectively 5. Okay. And start is 0 to length -1. So basically from 0 to 4. So these are two important properties associated with the string which we have to understand. I hope this is clear, because when we are going to see the different string functions, the string functions are based upon these two objectives, that the length of the string is the number of characters in the string and the position of those characters starts from 0 to length -1. Yes, like arrays. Very good. Great. So the same phenomena occurs in arrays also. So when we talk about arrays, we will talk about it. So let us see a program in which we are going to create this string examples. So we have created this class. The name of the class is allString function example. and then we created a string. We say string str is equal to hello. Then when you say this, if you say str dot, you find lot of inbuilt functions coming up, right? If I say str dot, dot is effectively the accessibility operator. Using this accessibility operator, we are able to access the different methods associated with that of a string object. So what we do is, we say length of the string. So we say length of the given string str dot length, and the length will get printed. Then converting the string into lowercase. What we do is we say string lowercase is equal to str dot to lowercase. The purpose of two lowercase is to basically convert every single character into a lowercase character. Then we have string into an uppercase. So we say string uppercase is equal to str dot to uppercase. So effectively we are converting every single character to an uppercase character. Then we say concatenate strings. So what we do is we say string after concatenation str dot concat, how are you? Effectively it will concatenate hello with how are you. Let us see our program till here. Let's run it. Let's see the output. The length of the given string is 5. Lowercase string is hello. Uppercase string is capital hello. String after concatenating is hello, how are you? Okay. Pretty straightforward, right? So much should be clear. Okay. Now what is the purpose of converting the string into all lower or all upper? Because Java is a case sensitive language. Okay. Suppose if we want to evaluate whether one string is equal to another or not, what we are going to do is we are going to basically either convert everything into upper or convert everything into lower, and we are going to say that ignore the case. So when everything is upper, the case is ignored, or everything is lower, then if the strings are equal, we can basically proceed that the strings are equal. Now let's talk about the trim example. So there is a method available called as the trim method. The purpose of the trim method is to remove extra white spaces before the string and after the string. Okay. So the purpose of the trim method is to basically remove the extra white spaces before the string and after the string. So for example, here we have created this string object. So before the string all the spaces are removed, and after the string all the spaces are removed. So we say temp str dot trim, where we have removed the spaces. Then if we want to find out a character at a given index position, we say str dot char at. So str dot char at 2 basically would provide us with a value available at the index position 2. Okay. So str dot char at 2 will effectively provide us with the value at the index position 2. Then let us say we have to find substring between two indexes. So we say str dot substring 1, 4. So in here we are able to evaluate the characters which will get printed, the sequence of characters which will get printed, which lie between index 1 and 4. So what lies between index 1 and 4? E, L, L. Okay. E is at index 1, L, L. Between 1 and 4, these three characters lie. So let's run this part. So this is string after concatenating. This is the trimming example. This is the string after trimming. Character at the index position 2 is L. String between index 1 and 4 is ELL. Okay. These are also clear. These method outputs. Okay. Great. Now let us see few more functions. So we are done with substring, and then let's say string replacement. If we want to a character with another character, let's say I want to replace this lower character L with the capital character capital Y. So I will say string dot replace L with Y. So wherever we have this lowercase L, it will be replaced with capital case Y. Then string after replacement, replacing ELL with HTML. So wherever there is ELL in lowercase, it will be replaced by HTML. Then let's say we want to print the index of the substring EL. So at which position the EL is available. Index of function is also a very interesting function and a useful function to find whether a string contains a substring or not. So this function helps to find whether a string contains a substring or not. So if the index of function returns -1, then it means the substring is not available. Any other number between 0 to greater than 0 means the string contains the substring. Okay. So the index of function helps to find whether the string contains a substring or not. And if the index of function returns -1, then it means that the substring is not available. Any other number which is between 0 to something greater than 0 means that the string contains the substring. Is this clear? Okay. Then the last is we are working with the concept of the function equals. So instead of using the equal to operator, which you should do ideally only with integers, we use an inbuilt method called as equals. If A dot equals B, which means if both the strings are equal to each other, then we print they are equal, else not. So we created two strings A and B, selenium and illenium. Obviously they are not equal. So this method will return false and this will go into this output. So let's run. So this is the string after replacement. This is the string after replacement of a certain section of characters. The index of the substring is 1. The index of the substring is -1. So EL is available, but AA, ZZ, SS is not available. And these two strings are not equal. So I hope all this is clear to you guys. Adi, is it clear to you also? So let's take a small question. Ask the end user to provide a string, to provide two strings. Find if the second string is a substring of the first one or not. So ask the end user to provide two strings. Find if the second string is a substring or the first one or not. I hope you guys remember the scanner class. So the scanner class is used to read the input. The method you will be using is only next because we have to keep it in the string. So no need to use next int or next double, just the next. And to come find out substring, you use the index of function. Is this clear? The approach you will be taking? So go ahead and attempt it. You guys have 10 minutes. After you are done attempting, please share your answers. I'll wait. 10 minutes for this. can see only half of your code, Enomin. If you can paste back the rest of it. So there are only a few lines at a pace you can paste. Great. This looks like a great code. Good work. Good effort. Nadia, are you also done? Okay. Okay. If you are struggling with some aspect of logic or something like that, okay. So, is it okay that we move to the next concept and you can figure it out because it's not difficult? Okay, but if in case you are stuck with any logical aspect of it, do let me know. Always remember, since you guys are at your initial stage of learning about Java as a language, always try to build the pseudocode first, okay? Always try to get the pseudocode. Once your pseudocode is available, then only start converting into a Java program. And write enough detailed pseudocode to ensure that every line of your pseudocode is converted into a Java program. So we have discussed about the string class. We saw some of the string functions. Now we are going to talk about the concept of arrays. So basically, what we have seen so far are a collection data elements. Sorry, individual data elements. We have seen data as individual entities. We have seen data as a string. We have seen data as a number. We have seen data as a Boolean value. Now we are going to see data as a collection. So we can have a collection of elements in the form of arrays or hashes or sets. Primarily we are going to talk about arrays, 1D array and 2D array, and we are going to talk about hashes, which is the key value pair. But then there are other data collections in Java available. I'll just share a link with you which talks about the different collections which are available in Java. So you can go through it later. Primarily we are going to first have a look at arrays. We are going to talk about 1D array and we are going to talk about the 2D array. Okay. Okay, so we are going to talk about the concept of arrays first, 1D array and the 2D array. So array in Java is a collection of elements which belong to the same data type or same class. In some other programming languages like Python specifically, you can have an array where the elements can belong to the different data type. But an array in Java is a collection of elements which belong to the same data type or same class. So that's an array in Java. So an array is an ordered list of values. Why we say it is an ordered list of value? Why do we say an array is an ordered list of values? Because each element again in an array is available at a given index. Each element in an array is available at a given index. Okay. So how do you declare an array? You say array ar is equal to new array, or you have to declare with the data type also. So I'll just show you. So you say data type followed by name of array is equal to new data type followed by size of the array you want to give. This is the syntax. Example, int marks is equal to new int n. This will define an array of integers called as marks which can hold 10 elements. Index value will start from 0 and it will go to length minus 1, which is 9. Okay. So you have got data type name of ar is equal to new data type size of the array. Int marks is equal to new int 10. It will define an array of integers called as marks which can hold 10 elements. Index value starts from 0 to length minus 1, which is 9. Is this clear? What we have discussed about arrays as properties? So kind of similar to that of a string. So that is why strings are sometimes also known as an array of characters. Okay. So that is why strings are sometimes known as an array of characters. Rather, there are two string functions which we will see in a short while called as the join function and the split function, which basically are going to use arrays. So we'll see that in a short while. So let us see an array program. And obviously, you can relate in here now. Let's say you want to access each element of the array. Okay. If you want to access each element of the array, you basically are performing the same action again and again. The only change is that the position will change, okay, or the index will change. So we are going to use for loop, or you can also use while loop. But since in here the number of iterations are fixed. Why is it fixed? Because number of iterations is going to be the number of elements in the array. So your number of iterations are fixed. So we can use for loop in here. So to iterate through an array list, what is the for loop which we use? This is it. So we say for int I is equal to 0, I less than size of array, I plus plus. Simple. and then you can say print array I, let's say. Okay. So for int I equal to 0, I less than size of array I plus plus, print array I. Okay. This is how you iterate. So let's see some array programs. So let us see a simple program. In this program, we ask the user to provide us with 5 numbers which we are going to store in an array. And then we basically are going to print the same array but in reverse order. So we say scanner scan is equal to new scanner system.in. We create our arrays. We say int numbers is equal to new int 5. Okay. We create a scanner object and we create our array. We print the size of the array. Then we run our for loop so that we can start reading the array numbers. So we say for int index is equal to 0, index less than numbers dot length, index plus plus. We ask the user to enter the number. Then we say numbers index is equal to scan dot nextInt. So basically index can take value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Numbers is the name of the array. So at number 0, we read the next available integer value which the end user has entered. So using these lines, if you look at these lines of code, I will share with you guys. Have a look at it. So basically in here, we are creating a scan object so that we can read information from the user. We are creating this array of numbers which are of int data type. We print the size of the array. Then for index 0 to index is less than numbers dot length index plus plus. We ask the user to enter the number at a given index. So numbers index. So basically numbers is the name of the array. Index can take value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We read the next available value. So this for loop will allow us to create or store the information after reading from the keyboard into this numbers array. Then we basically are trying to print the numbers in the reverse order. So we say index numbers dot length minus 1, index greater than 0, index minus minus. We say system dot out dot print numbers index. So basically we print the array but in the reverse order because the index value will be taking data from numbers dot length minus 1, index greater than 0, and then we are decrementing it. So it will go from length minus 1, so for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is how this loop will work. Okay, so this is how the loop is going to work. So when you run this program, so enter the numbers and these are the numbers in the reverse order. Okay. So have a look at this program, try it out at your end, copy paste the code on your system and try the same program at your end so that you are able to understand the concept of the arrays. Please do it. Okay, so great. Nadia, are you also done understanding the code which has been shared? Okay. So now let us see another array program, and this is one of the most common errors we will encounter while working with a Java program, especially if it is dealing with arrays. So what that error name is? That error name is basically array index out of bounds. Okay, that is the exception which we get when we work with an array value or an array index value which is out of range. So what array index value will be out of range? Any index value less than 0 or greater than array length minus 1. So any index value less than 0 or greater than array length minus 1 is effectively generates an error index out of bounds exception. Okay. It effectively generates an error index out of bounds exception. So let us see how and where we get this particular issue. So we create the scanner object. We say scanner is equal to new scanner system.in. We create this array int numbers is equal to new int 5. We print the size of the array numbers dot length. Then we say for it index is equal to 0, index less than numbers dot length, index plus plus. We ask the user to provide us with some index values. Then let's say we are trying to print the numbers in the reverse order. So we say int index is equal to numbers dot length, index greater than equal to 0, index minus minus. So if you see in here, index is equal to numbers dot length. This is going to generate array index out of bound exception. Okay. this is going to generate array index out of bound exception. So if we have a look at this index, numbers.length itself is going to generate an error array index out of bound exception. So let's run it. So the minute it comes into this for loop, effectively line number 17, when it tries to access this numbers.length and when it tries to run this 18 line number, you get an exception. Okay. Make sense to you? So do you all understand the type of exception we will get when we run array index out of bounds? So again, I am sharing the code with you guys. Try it at your end and it should throw you an error. So have a look at it. Great. So this is the error which we get. Now we are going to have a look at two of the functions which are both string functions which are join and split. Okay. So we are going to have a look at two of the functions which are string functions, join and the split function. So let's see. The split function of the string breaks the string into an array of substrings based on a delimiter. Okay, so the split function of the string breaks the string into an array of substring based on a delimiter. So the split function of the string breaks the string into an array of substrings based on a delimiter. So let us see. Let's say we have a string. Hello, how are you? Okay. So we create now an array. So we say string data equal to new string we say string data is equal to str dot split on a pipe. So data 0 would be hello, data 1 would be how, data 2 would be are, data 3 would be you. Okay. The purpose of this split function is to break a main string into an array of substrings based on a delimiter. So pipe is the delimiter. So when we split the string based on a pipe, then we get data 0 as hello, data 1 as how, data 2 as are, and data 3 as you. Is this clear, the purpose of the split function? Okay. Now the another function available is called as the join function. The purpose of the join function is to take an array of strings and concatenate them together with a delimiter to create a main string. The join function is to take an array of strings and concatenate them together with a delimiter so as to create a main string. So let's see both the join and the split function. So we say string main, my name is Bond. So we say string add is equal to main dot split. We use this character, this is called as the escape sequence where we are trying to escape this pipe symbol. So we are escaping it. Then we say for int I equal to 0, I less than I dot length I plus plus. So when we say main dot split, we are splitting on a pipe, it will return a collection of strings. So R0 is my, R1 is name, R2 is, R3 is bond. So we use the for loop to print the contents of this array. Then we have got this joining string. So we say string new string is equal to string dot join. So we are joining on a space and we pass R. So basically we pass a new delimiter and we pass this array R and we say system.out.println new string. So it will basically print my space name space is space bond. So when I run this program, this is the output which we get. So I'm sharing this code, try it at your end, and if you have any questions about the split and the join function, which are very useful functions, then please let me know. Okay guys, so fine. So you are done till here. Great. So we have seen array one dimensional, we have seen strings, we have seen the function of split and join, and now we are going to see the two-dimensional array. So a two-dimensional array basically is an array which has got both rows and columns. Okay. So a two-dimensional array has got both rows and columns available. It has got two dimensions available. I'll explain this with the help of an Excel sheet. So this is an array. Okay, it has got two dimensions. So these are the two dimensions. So this is rows and this is columns. Okay. So let's say 5, 6 and 7 are available. Again the index value starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2. So 5 is available at the 0th position. At the 0, 1 position 6 is available. At the 0, 2 position 7 is available. Similarly, if I enter any number here, so this number has index 1, 0. So first row, 0th column. This has got first row, first column. This has got first row, second column value. Okay. So the index value of both these dimensions will start from 0. And there will be two attributes associated with each number in a 2D array, which will be both rows and columns. So that is why a 2D array is also known as an array of an array. Okay. So a 2D array is also known as an array of an array. We say an array of rows where each row has an array of columns. Okay. So a 2D array is an array of rows where each row has an array of columns. So we have got both rows and columns. Make sense? Okay, clear? Great. So let's see a small program in here for a 2D array. So this is a 2D array. So we say int ar is equal to new int 2, 3. We say scanner scan is equal to new scanner system.in. Then we start with our for loop. For int I equal to 0, I less than I dot length I plus plus. So there will be two for loops. The first for loop would be for rows. The second for loop would be for columns. So the first for loop is for rows. The second for loop is for columns. So we run the for loop. Then we run the for loop for the columns. So we ask the user to enter the value for I and j. So what we are trying to ask user is to enter a data point which will be stored in the ith row and jth column. And we read that value from the keyboard and assign it to the arij position. Then we print our 2D array for I equal to 0, I less than I dot length I plus plus. For j equal to 0, j less than I dot length j plus plus. So we print the arij, we provide a tab and we provide a new line. So when we run this program, so let's say we are providing some values. So this is how the data will be stored. Okay, so at 0, 0 it is 9, at 0, 1 it is 10, at 0, 2 it is 11, then at 1, 0 it is 12, at 1, 1 it is 13 and 1, 2 it is 14. So these are the data points which are available. Is this clear to you guys how the 2D array is functioning? So remember an array of rows where each row has got an array of columns. Okay. So we have got an array of rows where each row has got an array of columns, and this is how the data will be stored in them. Is this clear to you guys? How the 2D array is functioning? Any questions in here about what all we discussed today? Anything which was not clear to either of you? Clear? Okay. Yes, definitely you guys need to practice. We'll take a few assignment problems for today. With the help of data from the user, ask him, her to provide n values. Find the largest and the smallest from them. So with the help of the data from the user, ask him or her to provide n values. Find the largest and the smallest from them. Then your question 2 is, ask user for the same array, print the average of the numbers provided. So for the same array, we print the average of the numbers provided. The third question is, ask user to provide a string. Find whether the string is a palindrome or not. So ask user to provide a string. Find whether the string is a palindrome or not. A palindrome string is the one which can print in reverse and will be equal to original string. Example, mom is a palindrome. If you read the string from right to left or left to right, it is same. But hello is not a palindrome. So this is your third question. Then your last question is, create a 2D array and print its transpose. Okay. So this is your last question. Create a 2D array and print its transpose. So these are the assignment questions you guys have to do. Are the questions clear? Oh, sorry. What is transpose? Let me explain that. I'll put it. Transpose is when we interchange the rows and columns of the original array. The new array which gets generated is basically the transpose. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The transpose of the above array will be 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. Okay. So the transpose of the above array is 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. So this is what you guys have to do. You can take the same example. You can take the same data and print this array. Clear? Okay. So how was today's session? Was it a little tough? Too much information? Or was it okay for you guys to imbibe the concept which we are learning? Good. Okay. So please practice as and when you guys get time. And if you are done practicing and solving the last assignment, last to last class assignments, last week we did not have any class. Sorry about that again. So share the code with me, guys. I will evaluate and give you my feedback. Okay. So the recordings and the material, etc., I'll send it all together by Monday evening. So please expect it by then. So for today and tomorrow, I'll send the email by Monday. Okay, then thank you so much. Take care. Have a good time. And most likely tomorrow we will start at 7 a.m. EST. But just in case I get stuck, I will just drop you guys a mail. So Nadia, if you can also share with me either your Skype address or WhatsApp number, please do so, because sometimes the mail goes to your spam folder in your Gmail, and then there is no way for me to communicate with you guys. So Henoman has shared with me his WhatsApp number. So I provide the same information there, or I just tell you guys that I've sent a mail, please check in your inbox and spam. So either share your WhatsApp or your Skype. Connect to me. If you want to connect it to me at both places, do that as well. That would really help. Okay then. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye everyone. Have a good day ahead. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.